Hey, down like a cow chili bird. Hello, internets. I'm Joe.
I'm Eric.
And Joe's in HD.
And you're listening to Just Cool Enough. And Ike, so what you missed in D&D was we took a long rest between the last game and this game.
Got my spells back.
This is the noise I've been making with my mouth.
You got all your spell back. So you're healed. We went down the stairs where Lord Wolfsbane was, and we solved this puzzle.
D&D.
And in the process,
Can we talk
I
about
summoned a saber-tooth tiger.
Pardon me.
Who wasn't immediately
That's it. I'm
didn't
gonna
immediately
Was it a
attack
silver
us.
tiger or?
That's it. No, it was just a full-blown saber-tooth tiger. So Moat casts Speak with Animals, and we convinced it to be my friend. So now Talon the Bard has a pet tiger. It's all good. Then we went to some town, and now we're fighting something.
I think you guys are brainwashing me.
Now, did you end up changing your race like you said you were going to?
I see, because the only thing I would have wanted to change it to was if I could change it to a changeling, but then I still hold out hope that maybe someday
we do a show
talk about it, but maybe pretend like all along she's been a changeling.
We try to be interesting.
It doesn't make sense, really, because Talon's always been Talon, so I figured she would
try to be interesting for a fucking second.
I swapped out one of my spells. I swapped out.
Okay, this is the part. I didn't want to have to do this, but
I can create a bunch of fireworks and stuff.
He always gets mad.
Now, the thing that I noticed is looking through the news.
There goes one. All right, Ike, we're gonna stop talking about this.
There's nothing in the spellbook.
Oh God! If I mute both of you, welcome to the Joe Cariotti Show, the show where we look at Eric's camera and Joe talks. Watch as Eric sticks things in his mouth. Yeah, look at me. I'm Eric. I'm from California. Uh-oh. Can I? Oh shit! I don't know how to unmute people. This is a bad thing. Uh-oh. How do I unmute? This is
that's how you unmute things. We just do it ourselves. Anyway, so I did notice on the justcoolenough.com, it does say in the banner, just cool enough, ... and then it says a site about things we like.
Okay.
So I would qualify that talking about D&D is stuff that we like.
I'm okay talking about things that we
and also,
like.
Like one or two of our D&D players occasionally have listened to the show. So that's listeners you're cutting off from the show, Joe. I hope you're happy. You're like, fuck
cutting
you,
out a
listeners. We
small
don't care
niche
what
of
you want to
listeners,
talk about. But anyways, we picked up some loot. You might want to check it out.
Right.
There's some. I don't know what fits with you. I don't know if you want to. None of it seemed all that interesting to me personally, but it's up to you. I don't care because I've got a pet saber-tooth tiger now. His name is Fang, and he's pretty fucking awesome. I now have control. So basically, I have two characters now. So that's awesome.
So
now on the flip side of things, I've also noticed that I've been part of this group message on Facebook for quite some time. It keeps popping up every Tuesday night about playing some games. And I brought it up last week. We were trying to figure out what it is. And Amanda doesn't have Steam. But her big question, and I suppose this is more directed towards Eric than Joe, but Joe is involved in this, is she wants to know when we're going to play.
Oh, God, that's great. He muted himself.
No, he wants to know when we're going to play D&D.
When we're gonna, what are we gonna go see?
When are we gonna play D&D?
I'm not playing that game anymore.
No, I'm sorry, Joe. We can't talk about that apparently.
Oh God damn
it! I'm gonna talk over you now. I'm gonna be a dick. I'm gonna be a huge, massive dick. Why don't you talk about cards or something, and then we'll be a dick. Oh, two-thirds of the show is the hosts are interested in something. Better not talk about it. It's not like you've never played D&D before, you fucking posing piece of shit. Anyways, I'm down anytime to play. Mostly, I'm slightly busier. I keep getting busier and busier with actual real life shit. So it's harder for me.
It's called a life.
So pick a time, like any fucking time.
So Joe, I'll throw you on a complete tangent.
I'm busy.
A small bone. I'm gonna throw you a small bone, Joe.
Okay.
I saw this because we watched CNN Student News at school, and there was something the other day that came up that kind of reminded me of you, only in the sense that it minutely had to do with cars.
Oh, was that story? Jerk doesn't talk to his friends anymore because he's a jerk.
Yeah, it was about the idea that a lot of people are kind of leery, or there's a group of people who are leery about electric cars because of the fact that they only get like 80 miles. So people are very they don't want to get into it because they're like, oh, I can't travel very far. But there is, I think it was Michelin or maybe Firestone, one of the tire companies is developing a tire which can use both sunlight and friction from the road to re-energize the battery as you drive. What are your thoughts?
I can answer for Joe. That's fantastic because tires are already too cheap, I think. So if we could just expense them up a little bit, that would be great.
Yeah, but wouldn't you pay more for a tire, even though they're already ludicrously expensive, knowing that you didn't have to pay for gas?
Tire technology is amazing, and you guys can't appreciate anything. Like, do you even understand the advances in compounds? The advances of compounds, tread wear, tread life that has happened in even the last 10 fucking years? 10 years ago, it was impossible to get 700 horsepower cars to hook up. But now, you could just do that no problem on a tire that's good in the
So back to D&D. So,
God, I wanted to... This show is like a teeter-totter of shit, and I hate it. I'm done.
Okay,
Can
bye.
we just talk about things that I want to talk about for 5 fucking minutes?
This is not the Joe Cariotti show. It's the Eric show. We talk about things that Eric wants to talk about.
I guess that's true enough. That was the original name for the pilot. It was called the Eric Show. Anyway, so for all the people that are out there in listener land, whether you're watching or audioing, I just want to say, why don't you drop us a line on our email address? Our email address is theshow@justcoolenough.com. We really like to hear from our listeners. We've picked up a few in the past couple weeks and months. I don't know why people are listening, but we're happy that they do. And if you really enjoy the show, you can always donate to us. We actually had...
Can I ask, speaking of emails, why do you wait till the last possible second to renew domains? Like, we get, it's just every day we get an email about a new domain that's running out, which I don't understand why they're all on ours, but it's always like, hey, tomorrow's your last day, and then the next email is the next day. It's like, your domain has been, why do you wait till the last possible second to renew every domain?
I don't know. So Eric is mad because the Just Cool Enough email address is the domain that... It's the email address that gets attached to all of my domain names for some reason over on hover.com. And this week, the domains that were renewed was sarahDetloff.com. What else do we have?
I'm just saying, of the 50 messages that are on the first page, 14 of them are from Hover, and they're not all the same domain. I'm just saying, they're all the same domain. it's just it's constant
Maybe they just email too much.
Which just brings you to a LinkedIn thing anyway. It's not like it brings you to some professional web. It brings you to LinkedIn.
Yeah, it's not like...
It's important to own your domain. It used to be. Okay, guys. All right.
90 days. That's... The first page is 90 days worth of emails, 14 emails from them.
I'm just going to create a filter so you stop bitching. It's going to be called Eric Stop Bitching.
I go to the next page, and what do I find? A shitload for SpeedyF40.com.
Which I haven't used it forever. I don't even know what that links to anymore. But I know I renewed it. Oh, that.
Or we could just mute him. Like, that would be the perfect filter for the bullshit that comes through this show. See? It works just like a regular filter. It's great, because then we can talk about D&D all we want. We just filter all the bullshit out.
Well, we ended mid-fight. We're in a town fighting some dudes, and we don't know anything
so
about
a listener sent me stuff again, and I want to start drinking it right now because it's beer.
I didn't get anything.
Yeah, well, this was his second attempt.
Nobody ever pays me in gum. Anyways, you can learn to be an expert comedian like me by taking classes at the Nerdist School.
Do you get like a kickback from that? Please tell me you get a kickback.
No.
I want to just send out a big thanks to Josh Eddy. He sent me this Southern Blonde beer and then another one that's like a Java Porter. I do like beer. Why, thanks for noticing. And because one of my bottles broke, he sent 3 new ones. good news, only 33% of that shipment. Just in case, yeah. Well, only 33% of that case didn't work out for me. So his second attempt worked well enough for me to have a beer on the show. So I'm going to try it right now. It's a what is it from? It's Diamond Beer. Diamond Beer. I thought it said bear there for a second, but. All right, so now we can get the show started. I just wanted to open the beer and say thanks to Josh for sending me beer. If you want to send me,
it's all been a test where actually this whole 5 years of this program has been us holding an intervention for you and your alcoholism, Joe. Ike's written some things that he wants to tell you about.
Guys, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. As long as I'm having like one beer on the show. And then,
Joe, I mean, I wrote it down because I was afraid I would tear up while I was trying to say it.
It's not a big deal, guys. I'm just drinking a beer here. It's just like one.
I feel like that's what you say a lot of the time. It's just.
Hold on, I'm drinking a beer. Stop talking.
Joe, I wrote these things down, and I just want you to know that the way that your drinking has affected me. I
wrote some things down here.
God damn it.
Your divine strength, Joe, which you get only at 8th level.
This is some next level shittiness, guys. Right? This is next level shittiness that we're bringing to the show, and I'm ashamed.
Joe, I wrote some things down I wanted to tell you. The slippers of spider climbing, which require attunement while you wear these light shoes, you can walk up and down and across vertical surfaces using.
I'm doing a vow of silence.
I'm just saying. Like, I know you already got shoes, but we found these. I don't know if anyone wants them. So there's also this sword of life stealing, which if you do get a crit, you do an extra thing of necrotic damage. Yeah, you do an extra 10 necrotic damage and gain 10 temporary hit points. So that's a good one. The rest were like other shit.
Josh, this is actually a pretty good lager here. I'm actually enjoying it. Oh fuck! I broke my vow of silence on accident. I can't stop.
You have a problem, and we talked about this.
I mean, that's why we're trying to get you help, but you don't want to listen.
Anyway, Blake Johnson said on our last video, "I'm so glad you guys are still going strong. Been watching y'all for years. Keep it up." Shout out to Blake. Thanks for being a long-time listener. Why don't we ever get emails from you? Blake, send us an email to the show at justgoldenf.com. With just one single email, we can milk a whole show, and these guys don't have to talk about their shitty show thing. I'm going to burp. Oh, fuck, I burped on air.
You normally say it before you do it. So I'm like, I'm gonna shit my pants.
I'm gonna blow a load. Blah, blah, blah. So what's been going on this week? Other than your D&D thing, which I do like to hear about, but not when I'm here.
If you shut the fuck up and let me talk, because this show's about me talking over everyone else. I've been playing a fuckload of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, so did you get it for? Wait, it has to be for your console because it's not out for PC yet. Because I'm still waiting on it.
I have it on the old school PlayStation 3, and I've had it for a good long while. But a couple of I guess weeks now, maybe a month or so ago, they released the heists for Grand Theft Auto Online. And they didn't work so great the first couple of weeks, and I didn't really play much of them. But I finally started fucking playing them, and they are fucking awesome. Like I spent so much of yesterday and a good chunk of today playing the heists on Grand Theft Auto 5 online.
Please do not ruin anything for me. I haven't played the show yet. Or I haven't played the thing yet. I don't want to get it ruined on the show. I want it to come out. I want to play through the game. What are the heists, though?
Heists. Well, they have them in the single player where you set up these heists and there's choices and stuff that you can make, and then you go on the heists, and then some of the later ones, because you're playing the 3 characters, you actually have to actively switch between the characters and stuff like that. So one guy will be driving the helicopter, one guy will be sniping, one guy will be going in, and you switch between. And what they did was they promised this was going to be an online thing, and it took them a year and a half to put it in, but it's finally here. And what's interesting is, like, it's not as much. They added all of the like they have the cutscenes and stuff, and some of the characters from the game in there with voice acting and stuff, which is great. And they're like different like submissions. They're like setup missions where you have to first jack this car because you're going to use it as a getaway car, and then scope out the bank or something like that, and then you steal this thing or set up something so that the heist goes well. But a couple of the missions involve like teams, 4 of you, so you split into teams of 2, and you go on and do your separate things. Like one is like 2 guys have to sneak into a police station, and one is 2 guys have to go take out all these people on a cargo ship, and you have to kind of do your things. And I did one last night, which was me and one guy basically parachuted in and shot our way through this facility, and then like stole something and then swam out. Well, the other guys who drove us there in a helicopter fought off all the bad guys coming to get us, and then picked us up on the beach and then flew us out of there. And it's real people, so it makes, I mean, as fun as it is, the scripted moments and stuff in one of these video games, and as fun as they are in Grand Theft Auto 5, having it be real people, like real moments with real people, real drama, like not scripted shit, but like it's just that much better to actually go through it. Some of them are bullshit. There was one where there's a setup mission where you have to basically sneak this thing into a facility, and it involves you basically have to quietly snipe all the guys. And if if anybody is alerted to your presence, you have to fucking restart. I think I lost count how many times we had to retry, and it took us like it could have been an hour. I don't know, maybe just half an hour, but it took fucking forever to get to there because just like one fucking tiny mistake and you had to start over. And they have checkpoints, so they make it a little easier to restart some of this stuff, but they can be difficult. But it's just so when you actually pull it off and then you get the money for it, you pull it off and it's like $100,000, and you're like, fuck. That's a lot of money. Like I'm gonna buy a lot of shit now.
Is money more scarce in GTA 5?
Online I want to say it's harder to come by online than it is in game, because in game they do a lot of stuff like we're about to rob this bank or something. So beforehand invest in this thing, and so your stocks go up. But you can't do that. You can only you can either like play the missions and stuff like that and bet on each other. But the heists are especially because they have normal, medium, normal, easy, and hard difficulties, and the rewards go up, and if you do them fast enough, they go up, and there are little things like if your getaway car, if it only is under like 4% damage, then your money goes up, and just all that stuff, and it's fun. It's just, I mean, it helps you like. You get a better apartment with money. You can buy bigger guns. You can customize your character and stuff. Customize your vehicles. Buy better vehicles. So it's just fun, risk and reward stuff.
It sounds good. Normally the GTA's online components, I don't know. It kind of left something to be desired. I feel like they didn't get to where they needed to be the last time I played a GTA game.
Grand Theft Auto 4 actually San Andreas was the first one to do online, and it was kind of garbage.
Yeah, it was.
It was an afterthought. It was such an afterthought. GTA 4 had online, and it was fun, in a sort of that just traditional sandboxy way. It was not much in.
It was just like try not to get run over simulation.
Yeah, it's fun. You had to make your own fun. You had to like, hey, today we're gonna go to the Times Square thing and just like see how much shit we can cause and stuff. And it never quite held up. But with Grand Theft Auto 5, they made a real concerted effort because they've got like the open worldness of it, where you're in an open world with a few dozen, like 15 or so players per like sort of world, and just the world. Your character has progression, which is great, so it's a separate character from the others, and you can own property and vehicles and stuff like that. And then beyond that, there's like at first it was just missions, like you do races or deathmatch or stuff like that, and then community-built missions and stuff like that, which are great. But then the heists, that's another cherry on top. The online's better. It's still, the netcode is complete garbage, and it took like the first day I tried it like a week or so ago. Like I just couldn't get into games. Like they kept like kicking me out, or like somebody would accidentally leave, or it would just disconnect me from GTA Online. It's still garbage, but when it works really well, and it's great.
Wow. That was like a whole review. Speaking of reviews, when are you going to get that Eric's opinion out about that game that somebody bought you a few weeks back?
When I play it more.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna give him a week. I'm not gonna harass him until like 3 weeks after. But it's been like 3 weeks, man.
I told you, I'm on my own schedule. I'm not, but I do have to play it. I've got ideas. I've got shit written down. I think I have an idea of. I just have to. I feel like I haven't played. According to Steam, I've put 3 hours into it, which I mean I certainly have an opinion of it, but I don't know if that's enough time to really.
We have 2 listeners that made some comments here. One is from Ethan. Says, "Geez, guys, can you air the show any later? Much love from Serbia." P.S. Fuck you, Joe. But like, fucking Serbia. Well, no shit. If you were in the USA, like not Serbia, this show would be on at the perfect time. Actually, I don't know.
It's daylight savings. We're 10 minutes behind everyone.
Right. Like,
that's how daylight savings works.
Daylight savings time. And then we'll say Danny says, Joe, GTA is out already. It's been out for a long time. I know it's been out for a long time, but it's been out a long time for peasants. I'm waiting for the
inferior PC. Joe is waiting for the shitty, buggy, cash in port PC version that's only going to kind of work and stuff like that.
I highly doubt that that'll be the case.
I'm optimistic the PC will be good because it seemed like with Grand Theft Auto 4 they just kind of shit the PC version.
Oh yeah. I did not buy that version. It looked like shit.
This version they definitely, because they spent so much time doing the current gen, like the Xbox and the PS4 versions, and it seems like they're doing that kind of stuff, and they actually have been delaying it, which I think means they're trying to make it not shit.
Right. Yeah. If they weren't delaying it, I mean, they said it was going to be out for Christmas, and they're like, it's going to be out Q1, and now it's like we're pushing on Q2 here. Actually, it might be in Q2 now. Not yet. But
it says April 14th. But they keep pushing it back, but for like really short intervals.
You know what sucks? April 14th is going to come out, and I'm going to be in freaking Germany. Wonderful. I'm not even going to get to play it.
Germany doesn't even have video games yet. They outlawed them.
Ike, you're very quiet for this conversation. Is Grand Theft Auto that just not kind of is?
It used to be on my radar, but I only played till Grand Theft Auto 2, and then it just kind of didn't do it for me.
It was on your radar
as soon as they added that third dimension, he was out.
That's like
I played it, and then I was like, ooh. Then I got like, oh, you can put in these hacks to get a tank, and I was like, this is cool too. And then I was like, didn't really do it for me.
Do you even understand how much different it is from Grand Theft Auto 2?
I understand it's been a while.
You should try it. And
I understand they added a couple of features or something. I don't know.
You should try it because if you're at all narrative driven, they're so well put together. I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything too bad about 5's story or gameplay.
No,
so
it's the best version of the three-dimensional ones, I would say, because the gameplay is super rock solid. That's why they took the engine. That's why they spent all that money and time making the Max Payne 3, because it's the same like gunplay and physics and stuff like that. So the gunplay was great in that. So it's great. The driving's great. When
I said 2, I meant San Andreas.
Oh.
I thought you meant GTA 2. You're like, I haven't played since.
That was my fault.
Oh, okay, because that was
'94 when that came out for my Apple.
It was top down.
Yeah.
I played in San Andreas and I just didn't do it.
Oh well, all right. If that's not your thing, that's not your thing.
This one feels a lot similar to San Andreas, not just because
San Andreas was my favorite version.
I liked San Andreas a lot, but it brings back some of the RPG elements from San Andreas, not as much. Like, you can't make your character super fat. Or
you can't make fat CJ?
But
hey,
no.
CJ. Just all fat and stuff. Walks into a burger joint, eats like all the burgers, and then robs the place and barely runs away on a bike.
But there is there's character customization, outfits and stuff, and you can like change their hairstyles and stuff and get tattoos on a few of them and stuff. The 3 characters are pretty interesting, a little different from each other, but they all kind of generally play the same. It's different, but it feels very similar to San Andreas in a lot of ways.
Are you guys like big on Facebook at all? And like by big, I mean, do you use it on a regular basis?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
I
I've
have
noticed.
over 300 friends. I'm pretty big on Facebook.
I'm sorry I underestimated you. Um, what's been I don't know lately. I had a really good like curated news feed going, and I wasn't having to deal with much bullshit or whatever. But I don't know if something changed or everything got reset or what. But my news feed has been nothing but total shit lately. I don't know
So
what's going on.
So, on a side note that has to do with it, a few weeks back I was listening to Radio Lab on NPR, and they were like, they had a little piece on Facebook, and they basically went into Facebook and said, hey, this and that, and like, have you ever thought about using people for like figuring out social, I don't know, anxiety, things like that?
It's
Do
called A/B
experiments.
testing, right?
And they said that actually every person on Facebook is part of 10 different experiments going
Right.
on at any one point, and that for a while, and it made it into the news, they were messing around with people's Facebook feeds so that only bad shit was showing up on their Facebook feeds to see how that would cause people to react and like if it would cause people to feel bad and post more negative Facebook if your feed was negative. So maybe you're the target of that. Maybe they're just putting up this absolute shit up there so that you're like, man, I want to go slip my wrist in my sink right now.
No, what's happening? I mean, like, I'm going straight friend-aside. I'm like, I don't want to hear any of this shit. Why is this person my friend?
You're telling me Facebook, the upstanding corporation that created a social network for us to put all our personal information so they could sell the companies for profit, is experimenting with us?
I'm so glad you listened to Radio Lab, but I heard that story too, and I was like, well, yeah, this is like when like the whole NSA Snowden thing happened, and everybody's like, I can't believe they're doing this. I'm like, I'm pretty sure the latest.
If you read through the terms and agreement that you're signing to use Facebook every time they put out a new update, you'd figure all this shit out. But everyone's just like, oh, okay, click.
Yeah,
like it's just this isn't a revelation. Everybody knows this is going on. Oh wait, you didn't know this was going on? Where have you been? What planet are you living on?
When I was looking sort of half-assed for content for today, I just read that the Justice Department is now saying that all bank tellers have to tell police departments when we withdraw cash if they think the cash will be for illicit things. They don't have to They don't have to actually have. We don't have to go. Oh, can I withdraw $200? I'm gonna buy cocaine. If they see you go to the bank and come out and like you go to the teller and you withdraw $2,000, the teller can just call the police, and then the police. If you get and there's a thing they talked about with John Oliver of the seizure of property. If you just have like $10,000 on you and you're like pulled over for the cops, you don't have to ever be charged. They can just take that money because they said, well, maybe you'll use it for a crime. Yeah, they can just seize it for no reason. So now your bank is actively telling the police when you withdraw large amounts of cash so that the police can take it from you for no reason.
This so bad for me because I don't know.
Joe takes out large quantities of cash all the time to buy
I'll tell
his
you
heroin.
what, like I expense things, right? And so the money gets put in my bank account, and so sometimes I have reasonably large amounts on me at any one time.
I just want to clarify. I saw this I found this on on Reddit, and it was linked to a site that I've never heard of, so it might be utter bullshit. Because I was trying to like find a
credible source.
Yeah, because it was like the source links to another site I've never heard of, and that doesn't have any. I haven't found any. Like I'm trying to follow, and it ends there. Like there's 1 degree of separation, and it's not some site that I've ever heard of. So that might be completely horseshit. Now that I remember, it's like, oh yeah, that's right, and that's why I didn't put that in the show notes because.
God, and you let the whole thing. You said the whole story.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like something that's
that.
true, though, right?
Well, we're not about credible sources here on Just Cool.
That's true.
About delivering.
We're not about delivering anything.
According to sovereignman.com, it's true. So I don't know. Who could be complete other bullshit? Because it was like because it seems like when you see something in quotations, you're like, oh, that must. I don't know what alternative news. What that website's about. It's just
called alternative news. That's like
chriswick.ca is the web domain, and then it's like it links to an article from Sovereign Man, and then it just stops at Sovereign Man just posted it with no annotation to where he got this information from. Oh wait, no, it links to a video. Take me to the video. Oh, but I have to enter my email address to see the video.
Sounds legit.
Yeah, so there's a podcast link and a video I have to give him my email address for. So
give him the link.
This is probably horseshit.
You give him the link and then it links you to Just Cool Enough. It's an elaborate plan. Oh, sorry guys, that was my elaborate plan to get listeners. I've been scheming for months to find the perfect way to find highbrow listeners. So no, but what I do at the bank, because I have I don't know, I've had just a weird relationship with all the banking people that I've been with. I kind of put on this kind of facade. Like normally I'm like happy-go-lucky Joe, but whenever I go into the bank, I turn into like, yeah, you know, whatever kind of guy. And so even like when I try to strike up conversation, I'm like, yeah, meh, I just kind of grunt and yell, I need to withdraw this much money.
Man, see? You're gonna withdraw this money, see? You're gonna put it in this bag, see? It's got a dollar sign, see? I'm gonna walk out of here, see? Ain't gonna be no question, see? Nobody's gonna.
I just like the idea of mystery behind like taking out money. Like, why did he just take out $3,000? I'm just like, you'll never catch me alive.
And then he drives down the street and goes to the next bank and deposits $3,000, so it just to fuck with people.
I've done that.
You just walk in. You have written on a piece of paper, withdraw $3,000, or like you just say, I want to withdraw $3,000 for business.
I just hand it to him and I look at him. I have sunglasses and a hat on.
No, you have to have your eyes open and stuff because you have to go, I want $3,000, and then your eyes go left and right a couple of times and you go, business.
Grow up my butt. It's for business, eh?
No, you have to whisper it. You have to just whisper. You have to look around.
Tell me what I need to do, Eric. Tell me what I need to do.
I would, but you keep fucking interrupting me. I'm like, no.
Hey, Eric, could you tell me what he needs to do?
Could you just fucking tell me? What do I need to do? Tell me how to live my life, Eric.
Don't put a gun in your mouth and pull the trigger.
Get drunk and fly a plane. That's that. Anyway. There you go. Great. So, speaking of planes, let's not talk about any sort of crashes.
What are some other shitty conspiracies you read on the internet that you have no credible sources for?
I know. Yeah, since we're bringing up conspiracy theories, so what really happened to this plane? Steel doesn't burn mountains, Eric. God. Steel doesn't burn mountains. Yeah. So, I don't have any good stories. This week has been so shitty for me. It's been absolutely crazy. Please tell me you have something good to talk about.
Nope. I got nothing.
What? Well, didn't you guys play Don't Starve? Eric, you had like 3 hours of just Eric and Sarah time yesterday playing with my girlfriend.
And Joe doesn't even get that much time with her anymore because
I'm not even allowed.
We've been
the sanctions.
Me and Joe's girlfriend have been. We have quite a special relationship.
Might as well call it your girlfriend now.
Yeah, basically. We've been playing a lot of this game, Don't Starve, together. I reviewed Don't Starve, which is this really awesome survival game, which your only goal is not to starve. And Don't Starve Together is their new version, which was on sale for like $5, so I picked it up. But it's still in early access, but it's got everything Don't Starve had in it, so it's great, plus mods. But the whole thing is it's Don't Starve, but with online multiplayer. And I played for like 3 hours last night with Joe's girlfriend and our friend Scott, who's been on this show, Dag. And it was crazy because we enabled some mods to make the nighttime, which is the most dangerous time, shorter, and instead of when you die you're a ghost and you have to be resurrected, you just come back to life. So we actually made it pretty far. We made it to winter. I've never made it to winter before, which we died a lot. We froze to death a lot because we were not prepared for winter at all. But it was fun. We got to do some things. We built some farms and stuff. Then the winter came and we were just repeatedly were freezing to death, as you would when you're stuck in the middle of the wilderness during winter.
So earmuffs don't keep you warm.
They do, but only so much. And when you die and spawn so far from our camp, your girlfriend always has to build camp next to the beefalo, which I understand. But when they're so far from where you spawn, it's not even. It takes.
But don't you spawn like randomly?
No. We spawned. Well, yeah, but we kept spawning really far away. Like I kept spawning in the same spots.
So how is this my girlfriend's fault, Eric? Tell me.
Well, because she's always like, we have to find the beefalo, and then we do, and then she's like,
yeah, because beefalos make food, Eric. Do you want to fucking eat or do you want to fucking starve? The game's called Don't Fucking Starve.
Yeah, but then you die.
To death.
Then you die by the beefalo, because it's mating season or so like fucking fight anything, and then winter comes and you freeze to death before you can make it back to camp.
Sounds like a fucking personal problem. You talk about my girl again, I'll fucking cut you. Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah,
I was actually really jealous because I'm sitting there like editing a video and like working last night, and they're like,
because she said something about a video. I thought you were like recording one. Because she would be like talking about like we need to farm it. Maybe we should get some berry bushes. And I just hear Joe's like, well, I'm like, what's he doing? It just like Joe, very soft voice. That's the reason why the sun is in the background. I couldn't understand what you were saying, but it's just this soft spoken like.
I was reading out loud to myself because I was writing a script for this video that's getting shot, and I'm like, oh man, I worked till like, I was so jealous. I just wanted to play with you guys. So anyway, thanks for keeping Scott and my girlfriend occupied yesterday, Eric. Yeah. Ike, when are you gonna get Don't Starve?
I want to. I don't know. I think Atish said he'd even give me a copy.
Oh. Yeah, he's got a copy.
So I just gotta get.
Like Inside Baseball.
So it's just like it.
I want to play that game more, but Sarah just wants to play it so much. I just gotta play my own games. I don't want to save it even too loud. She always wants to play Don't Starve.
Basically, you have a girlfriend that wants to play video games.
Video games that he got her into. Like he was like, Sarah, play this, and she was like, I love this game. He said, great. I don't ever want to play with you. Go away. Like this is your like you are such a.
You're framing this terribly.
You are because you're terrible. You're just the most finicky little man.
Weasel man.
You're just like, my girlfriend doesn't get video games. I want her to be more into video games. I got her a video game, and now she wants to play video games, and I don't want to play that video game.
I've never ever complained about her not being into video games.
That's not fair. But like so unfair. I've got this girlfriend who I live with, and she lets me do sex things sometimes, and she plays video games, but not the ones I want to play.
And then when she does, I don't want to play those ones. I don't want to play the ones.
I gotta be in the mood. Yeah. You gotta get me into the mood. I'm not
warming up to it.
Yeah. I've been stressful at work, Like, what are you supposed to do?
Oh, stressful? You don't know the meaning of stress. Not like the people of Springfield, Illinois know the meaning of stress. You know why? Because terrorism has taken over Springfield, Illinois.
What?
It's not been reported in the news, but terrorists have taken over Springfield, Illinois. Recently, about a week ago, a leader of a known terrorist organization walked into the Springfield City Hall and was given the key to the city. Cobra Commander now owns Springfield, Illinois. He was given the key to the city. They are a mercenary band of terrorists, and now they have free reign over Springfield, Illinois, and nobody's talking. None of the liberal media is talking about it. Not even like the good folks at Fox News are bringing up the fact that terrorism has taken over. The people of Springfield live in fear from Cobra Commander and deaths and all those other guys whose names I don't remember.
What about Snake Eyes?
Snake Eyes is a good guy. He's a good ninja.
Yeah, where's he? Why isn't he fucking protecting us?
But I mean, fucking.
He's a good ninja. Yeah, everybody knows that, Eric.
Deathstroke. Just all of these people. The Baroness. I mean, sure, she wears that tight outfit and stuff, but still, like, she'll shoot people. I mean, fortunately, they've never killed a person. They've only ever fired their lasers, and nobody ever dies. But they are still a terrorist organization. I mean, the Joes are nowhere to be found. Where's the Joes in all of this? I don't know. Did we cut funding to the Joes or something? Like,
I'm pretty sure that funding was cut to the Joes after their shitty movie that happened in like the late 2009 era.
What about their slightly less shitty movie starring The Rock?
Was that Rise of Cobra?
Yeah. Oh no, The Rise of Cobra was the first one. Or was it? I don't fucking remember. Who gives a shit?
I'm just saying that
The second one was a little better.
Like, if NASA came out with a movie like that in the mid-'60s in their heyday, they would fucking get their funding cut. You know?
Yeah.
They're pretty. It was terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
Even
just
with Ludacris
Bruce
in it.
Willis phoning it in, just kind of slightly, just sleep acting like he does all the time now.
Houston, I think we got an issue or some sort. Cut funding.
Just yeah, I mean, we do cut funding to them, but we didn't cut them because that was a good Bruce Willis movie because we were like, well, shit, in the '90s, what happens if an asteroid comes and we need Bruce Willis to do that, and he wasn't doing his shitty like, oh no, there's a fucking asteroid. No, I'll be in my trailer. Like, he's not doing his action hero stuff of oh no, they're shooting at me. I'm gonna slightly waddle, and then it's gonna cut away so you can't tell that I'm just kind of like,
okay, so what's the
speed walking.
What's the story here? Why did he get the key to the city?
Well, apparently there was a convention called JoeCon, which is happening April 9th through the 12th. It's a giant convention for G.I. Joe. So they gave, to sort of promote it and celebrate this convention, the mayor of Springfield, Illinois, Michael Houston, gave the key to the city to, as it says in the article, noted terrorist leader and snake enthusiast, Cobra Commander. There's a picture of him receiving the key to the city in full terrorist garb, mind you. Where's Ted Cruz on this? Where's Lindsey Graham on this, huh? They're talking about ISIS and how ISIS is trying to get in. We got to secure the border. Cobra's already here. Cobra's already taken over Springfield, Illinois, people.
I'm worried. I'm really worried. That's in the Midwest. That's like next door.
Yeah.
What's next?
We just let them take Springfield. What happens when they? What happens when they turn Detroit into a burnt-out waste? I'm sorry. What happens when they turn Chicago into a burnt-out wasteland?
After the Chicago, I don't know. So wait, is the key to the city in that box, or is that we don't even know what's in this box? Maybe the mayor's in on it.
It could be doubloons. It could be depleted uranium. It could be a lot of things. We don't know. We don't know what they have.
Yellow
it could
cake.
be the photo. Yeah, it could be the photos, the incriminating photos that Cobra dug up on the good mayor J. Michael Houston in order to force him to cede the city to Cobra and their command structure.
I just wonder how far Metropolis is away from Chicago, because who's going to stop these guys?
Metropolis is a fictional city. I'm talking about real things like Cobra Commander and the G.I. Joes.
I thought that's where the G.I. Joes live.
No, the G.I. Joes are real, Joe. They are real American heroes. The words real is in their theme song.
I'm worried. I'm really... I just don't know what to think anymore. I'm pretty sure that like Snake Eyes should have saved... Like, where's he? Why doesn't he get the shit? I don't like G.I. Joes, guys. All right? They scare me. This Cobra Commander guy... I think he's a menace to society. I think he shot down a plane. He's a bad guy. I don't like him.
Oh yeah, Rise of Cobra was the first movie. G.I. Joe Retaliation was the second movie.
They're retaliating for their shitty movie.
Yeah, well, they kind of were because they killed Channing Tatum in the first 10 minutes.
We suck so bad. We have to do something to make this right.
Yeah, they were like, sorry for that, let's kill Channing Tatum. Of course, it didn't help that it was still garbage, so. What
city are the Transformers going to take over?
Well, they already destroyed Chicago and Beijing or some shit in the fourth. I don't understand. The fourth one, like, it was so... I have no idea what happened in that movie, which is such garbage. But yeah.
I don't even remember. It was just one lump of shit.
Yeah.
I've been very disappointed with.
I remember T.J. Miller was the most entertaining thing, and they killed him 30 minutes in.
T.J. Miller. I don't even remember who that is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also remember they made a joke about sexualizing the underage girl, and then showed just a straight up shot of her ass.
What? I don't remember that at all.
And then her boyfriend, who's like 23 in the movie, spends 5 minutes explaining that it's okay that she's like 16 and he's 23 because he's got like a card in his wallet that says he can fuck her.
What?
Yeah, they spent real time in that movie explaining that it's not statutory rape for him to have sex with this teenage girl.
I don't even remember that. You're making this up.
I am not. It is straight up a scene where he's like, "Who are you?" Where like Mark Wahlberg's like, "Who are you?" And then the guy's like, "Oh, crikey, I'm your teenage daughter's 40-year-old boyfriend, and I have sex with her. But here's a thing in my wallet that says I can fuck her." I don't know. He was like Australian or English or some shit.
He was like he fell in between.
He had like a laminated card that explained the law in Texas that says it's okay for him to do sex with her.
I don't remember. Wait, was this the one where he built the shit in the barn and then they destroyed the barn?
I'm a fucking inventor.
I'm a fucking inventor here.
Yeah. I'm fucking from Texas.
Why don't you believe I'm from Texas? I'm fucking invented shit all the time.
I'm fucking from Texas. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm fucking Texas. Straight up Texas.
I believe it.
Yeah.
That was so fun. There's like Texas is like 17 different things though.
Not, bro.
Texas has like hipsters and parts that are basically Mexico, and they
and
might
Mexicans.
Yeah. What is that called? Never mind.
New Mexico? I mean Texas?
Texicans? Texicans.
No amnesty, bro. Obama's blah 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 blah.
Taking away our gerbs and gurns.
You ever notice how he puts them in red states? It's so that they can vote for him. Wow,
you're getting so political and smart.
Get all the fattest rednecks you could find, buy guns, and say we're doing it for freedom. Then kill anybody who looks different than us.
Why are you so political today, Eric?
I'm not.
You're making fart noises.
If it's political to want to defend your nation from the terrorist state Cobra, then yeah, I'm fucking political. I'm wicked political, bro. I do a terrible Mark Wahlberg.
That was a great Texas accent.
Yeah. I need to work on my Mark Wahlberg impression.
I want to hear more.
I'm no Dan Van Kirk.
Tell me more about your life.
There's not much to talk about. I had girlfriend aggro, so I didn't make it to D&D this week, which is fine. And Fitbit. My Fitbit died. I was gonna get a new one. And I'm
good.
Tell me what we're gonna do the show, but my Fitbit didn't die.
Oh well, your Fitbit died, so my want to do the show died.
It didn't. It didn't. It's right here. It's working.
Dude, I feel like such a fat piece of shit. I need to get going on this stuff.
Listen, if you don't start running and getting your ass in gear, Cobra's gonna get you.
Yeah. I mean, when Red Dawn happens, the original one, not that shitty like remake with the fat kid from Drake and Josh who got skinny but still looks weird.
He looks way better fat.
Yeah, he looks, and it's funny, like, because the garbage thing about that movie, he looks weird, all skinny, and then at the end, it's like him as the hero. He's like, all right, guys, we're gonna fight the Koreans or whatever. I'm like, nobody would be inspired by your horseshit. Hey guys, everyone, listen to me. I'm leading an insurgency.
Like he trips over Josh's shoes in the bedroom.
My brother was Chris Hemsworth, so now I'm inspirational. No, you do. Let somebody else do it, man.
What I really wanted to know is, what does the Q stand for, by the way?
In what?
In your middle name, apparently.
Quinto.
Well, God damn it, Eric. I like to live a little bit of mystery out there in the world.
It's like half your fucking names on the internet are Quinto.
Are they?
Yeah. You used to like name your fucking World of Warcraft characters Quinto and shit.
Yeah, it's because it's my middle name. But now you're fucking it's like if you named everything a Tish, you're taking things like.
Well, it's not like I didn't take. It's not like I have power. Like, I finally figured it out. Now I have power over your soul.
That's kind of how.
If you name him by his true name, you can banish him back to hell.
You know what? You can have my middle name. Go ahead. You can be Edward from now on.
Edward's your middle name? You're Eric Edwards?
Edward.
Edwards.
You're Team Edward? What's your middle name, Ike?
I forgot.
Your name is.
No, it's I
My
forgot.
middle name is Gerard. Michael Gerard Dodge.
No shit. You have Gerard.
Yeah, it's my apparently it was my grandfather's first name.
We got a set of fucked up middle names, guys. We have Edward.
Well, way to
Quinto,
call my
and
grandfather's
Gerard.
middle name fucked
Edward.
up.
Edward's just a name. There's nothing fucked up
The
about
three
it.
of us, Edward is probably the most normal.
That's the weird thing. Edward's like like the middle name things. Usually like John, Ted.
Edward.
Who the fuck names a kid middle name Ted? Hi, I'm Benny Ted Smith.
That
I mean,
sounds cool. It
Theodore,
sounds like a
maybe.
rock star.
Benny Theodore Smith or
Benny
something
Ted
like that.
Smith, best rock star in the Midwest.
Ted Theodore Logan?
Yeah.
But then you're not going to call him Ted.
That's a good idea. You could abbreviate your person's name. Theodore Edward.
My idea for my acting
Dunkhorn.
name, if I need a new one, I
Your
was going to
porn
use.
name?
No, I was going to use because my parents used to call me Ricky before I got like 6 friends named Ricky, and then my middle name, so I was going to be Ricky Edward.
Ricky Edward. Is that a joke or is that a real
Ricky
thing?
Edward sounds like a pop star to me. Like, I don't feel like I would...
Well, I was thinking about making it Ricky Edwards.
I like
or-
Edwards.
Like, I mean, how many Rickies do you see in Hollywood over the age of, like, 27?
Yeah, but I can play. I can
Like,
play.
even
like
Ricky
20.
Martin died out at, like, 27.
Yeah, but look at me. I'm nearly fucking 30, but I can play 20.
You could play 20. Yeah, I could see that.
It's like...
I got a very youthful look.
What's his
So I
face?
think I
Ray
can pull off
Sheldon,
a
who's,
Ricky.
like, 45?
Ricky. I don't know. Hey, so that's interesting. Well, thanks for blowing my my middle name load. I really wanted to save that for something.
He's changing it to QWERTY.
QWERTY?
I got a real like Andrew Garfield thing, like because that dude's 32, but he looks like he could play teenagers. I don't know if I could play teenager, but I could definitely play a college kid.
I have to look up every time you say something like this.
He's Spider-Man, or he was until they fired him.
Like after watching Jimmy Fallon when he had the cast of Saved by the Bell back on, I'm pretty sure that they could probably play Saved by the Bell and pick up where they left off, and nobody would realize that they're 20 years older.
That was nuts, actually. That was really
The
except
only
for the
ones
principal.
that didn't look
Belding?
old as fuck. No, Tiffany Amber Thiessen still didn't look super old, but yeah, like I think part of it was the wig. Like Mario Lopez looked fine with the hair, but fucking Zach Morris with his fucking wig looked weird.
I thought Belding showed up with his bald, fat, baldness.
That was weird. He looked really old, but he also is probably pretty old now.
That show's like 30 years old.
Yeah, so.
But it's
I mean,
all right.
he was-
'cause it's Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
Get it? See.
Oh, yeah.
Also, that just reunion was garbage. I don't understand. Like nothing happens. It just like 5 minutes of people cheering, and then somebody walking in, and then 5 more. They never got to say anything. I don't. It was.
Didn't they perform like a song? They had some throwbacks to episodes and things. It was
Barely.
fun. Well, why are you being so critical of it?
Because it was garbage.
Because they didn't ask him to come on the show. That's why.
Yeah. To reprise my role.
It's sperm number 3.
Sperm number.
No, I was Screech's robot. Didn't you guys know that? What was his robot's name? Like Kevin or some bullshit?
It was Edward.
It was
Yeah.
Ricky Edward.
Ricky Edward. Oh man. So I have one thing to talk about that I wanted to bring up.
Do we have to keep talking about your stuff?
Okay, well it was gonna involve TV and stuff, and I thought you
Yeah,
would be able to
fine.
get
Get
in
it
on that.
over with.
Oh God, all right, fine. So I was having a conversation that if you were gonna just pick like the top 3 television series that you've ever watched, what would they be?
What are we basing the criteria on?
Everything. Top 3.
Three?
Your top 3 things.
Battlestar Galactica. Was X-Files, and we'll go with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, X-Files, Battlestar. What
And
about
Sunny.
you?
I would go with X-Files. That was definitely on my top for a really long time. I would also go with Game of Thrones
Shit. See, I wanted to add Buffy. I feel like, but I don't want to
and
drop
Firefly.
X-Files.
And Joe's apparently he's got the producer off to the side trying to give him.
Actually, I'm going to drop X-Files and say Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Buffy? Really?
I never watched Buffy. I have heard nothing but good things, but I just couldn't.
The first season has a number of super garbage episodes. I'm not going to lie.
You have to take a while to feel things out and get all the plot characters.
Yeah, and it was a mid-season replacement. Like nobody thought it was going to. But like this, certainly the season finale is great, and it picks up. Especially the third season has the best villain of the series.
I really liked. I like that you said Battlestar, Eric, because that one was on my list. But yours were. I mean, Always Sunny's great. What were yours? I was getting interrupted.
I like the kids at school. I have to repeat myself.
I'm so sorry,
Mr. Dodge.
Mr. Dodge, can you please tell me?
Mine was also Battlestar. I liked. I also liked X-Files. X-Files was a huge chunk of my childhood. I was going to be. I was going to go into the FBI. In fact, that's how hardcore I was into that. And the last one that I said was. Well, no, I lied. I took back. It was not Battlestar. It was X-Files, Game of Thrones, and then I forget what the last one was.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I forgot.
Did you know that X-Files is coming back? I know that you can't look at a computer without someone slapping you in the face and screaming it, but did you know? Did you know? Did you know?
I knew that not X-Files. I knew Heroes was coming back. That was pretty.
No, they just announced this morning that they're bringing it back for a couple I forget how many episodes, but yeah, Gillian Anderson and David Duchovny are coming back for a new series of X-Files.
Because apparently doing those dog food commercials isn't paying out enough for him, so he has to come back.
No, he just
the dude or the girl?
He just finished doing Californication, and him and Gillian Anderson finally after so long are fucking in real life, not just in TV. And she just wrapped up stuff. She's been in England doing shit over there. So they're coming back to do a full series.
So I never got into X-Files.
It's so good.
I only got out of X-Files when T-1000 started taking over David Duchovny.
Yeah, I didn't. I watched it when it was originally airing, and that's when that last season I didn't really watch much of it. I always kind of go back and I watch a few episodes and tell myself I'm gonna binge through it. But then the first season, again, like most shows, it's got a lot of garbage in it. But it's so good. I think it's one of those shows. Somebody explained it once. It's the kind of show that would have gone better if the internet existed.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
Like people would have freaked out all over the internet for it, but because it wasn't really a thing back then, it didn't get as much I mean, it always did well, but it was just people didn't. I think people are rediscovering it with the internet.
I found this really obscure. It no longer exists, but way back in the day when I dial up, I found this website called Chat Files, and you could go on there. It was one of those chat rooms where 20,000 people could be in the same room, and you'd be like, "Oh, hi Joe," and then you'd hit post, and it would post it to a wall and start scrolling up. So you'd have to go 20 posts up to read it before it got booted off. But this one was the more posts you made, the more chatting you did, the more levels you could unlock. So you could work your way up from agent to special agent to whatever to director, and it would open up more rooms so that higher up you'd have fewer people in a chat room because you talked so much.
What? That's the weirdest thing. That was like Habbo Hotel, but a mud. This is weird stuff. There's no animated stuff on your guys' list.
Well, we only have 3.
Yeah, you said 3. So I mean, I could see myself swapping Sunny for The Simpsons.
Firefly, Doctor Who, and X-Files. That's right.
See, I wouldn't.
3 is hard.
I like Firefly a lot. It's not my favorite. It's certainly not my favorite Joss Whedon television series. But
no, it's clearly Buffy.
Yeah. But yeah, Simpsons is amazing. So I could see myself swapping that for Sunny. I just picked 3 things.
What about?
The more I think about it, the more I'm going to change. But yeah.
What about Avatar?
Avatar's really good. But it's not The Simpsons. I love Avatar.
Then I like Walking Dead. See, 3 is just so limiting.
I know, yeah. Walking Dead's really good.
You just got to pick and fucking go with it.
has been consistent. Like even when I'm like, all right, I'm done watching this. It's the same thing over. I keep on. I want to watch this.
Gerald gets his hand cut off. Spoiler. Oops, sorry.
No.
It's like the comic. The comic is the same bullshit over and over again, but it's interesting enough. So I keep reading it and I keep watching it.
No, he does. He really does.
Stop.
Yep.
Don't spoil it.
It was the worst Facebook post ever, and I'm spoiling for everyone listening. But that's what it was. It was a Facebook post whose like line, the only line in the whole fucking thing you could see on the Facebook post was spoiler, Daryl gets his hand cut off. And you're like, that doesn't even give me a chance. Like, it couldn't be like spoiler, read ahead for something that may happen in the
it's like
finale.
It's like the Jinx, the season finale of the Jinx.
I was totally insulated from that, and you fucking snuck in there like a fucking secret agent, and you raped my fucking ears.
I'm really hoping like it's not true, but my girlfriend's like, but you see a picture of it online. I'm like, yeah, I could just totally Photoshop it, so I'm going to pretend that it's not true.
It hasn't happened yet. If it happens, it'll be next week because that's the season finale.
Yeah, it's the season
finale. Is that it?
That's
the end of the episode. That's everything, right?
But they said, like Robert Kirkman said, the reason why Rick didn't get his hand cut off in the show is because it would cost too much fucking money and be too annoying to have one of the main characters not have a hand from here on out. And Daryl doesn't wear sleeves, so it'll be in fucking, so it'll just be
the last episode.
So, but that happened with the Jinx. The season finale was last Sunday, and the day before Saturday, like the New York Times posted a giant spoilers for it, and it was fucking. People were like, "No!"
Oh God, why are they doing that?
Yeah,
that's so shitty. Fucking shot quarter, drawn a quarter. So I don't know. We were talking about that. A lot of the same shows came up that you guys were also saying. I'm trying to think of anything else interesting that actually came up as far as like an oddball show. But Firefly was one of those ones that were always like on the border. People were like, I really liked it, but it wasn't that good, was it?
I liked it. It's good. It didn't get a chance to get started. Most shows aren't going to be good in 8 episodes.
Do you think that's what makes it so nice, though? Because there's so much that was left on the table for that show?
I mean, I think it had a lot of potential, and I think a lot of that potential was realized in the movie. The movie is amazing. I love the movie so much. I love the movie way more than I love the TV show because he had time to work on it and sort of a universe already established to adapt. There's some great moments in that show. It's not but if he had more time, he would have turned it into something amazing. Like I said, the first season and a half of Buffy is kind of hit or miss. The third season is where it really hits its strides.
I think Dexter's my biggest disappointment. Like that was Eric. You told me the right information about.
Yeah, don't watch the last season. It's garbage.
I mean, you told me to cut out earlier than that, and I did. And then I stayed around because Sarah suffered through it all. She's like, "Well, I started. I can't stop now." So
I remember I didn't like. The last season was airing, and it was like 1 or 2 episodes in, and then there's this whole shit where Time Warner Cable lost their contract with Showtime, so they cut Showtime off, and all CBS cut off. So I was like, fuck it, I guess I'll just never watch it. And it wasn't until a friend was like, hey, want to watch this? I was like, yeah, sure, I guess. I might as well. Showtime came back, and I felt no need to go back and find the episodes I missed in the few weeks it was off air.
I didn't miss anything at all. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
When I lost 2 seasons and it came back and I'm like, all right, everything's still the same. All right, cool. What the fuck? That's the worst ending ever. Oh, what about Breaking Bad? Guys, you didn't say Breaking Bad? Was that?
I love Breaking Bad a lot, but not as much as I love the shows that I stated.
Really?
Battlestar Galactica is my favorite series. It's up there with Farscape, Buffy, and those are all shows I've watched multiple times through.
Battlestar, yeah. But what was that other one you just said? The Farscape with what is that guy's name? John Connor or something?
I don't remember his name, but I don't believe it's John
Crichton.
Connor. Yeah,
Crichton. It was John Crichton. John Connor.
Played by Ben Brower. I love Farscape. It's great. It's super weird and fun. It was kind of canceled too soon, but the miniseries makes up for it. Because it wasn't exactly canceled. It just that they were going to do 4 seasons, but instead they did 3, and then they turned the 4th season into a miniseries, so they had more money.
So I had a garage sale a while back, and a guy came to me and was just like, you got any Farscape DVDs? You look like you would like Farscape. I'm like, I don't have any Farscape DVDs. Get away from me. It's on Netflix right now streaming. Go bump somebody's password and go watch it.
Have you ever watched it? I think you would enjoy it. It's fun. It's space and there's puppets.
I tried to watch
Jim
it.
Henson puppets.
Yeah. I tried to watch it again, but the people I was watching it with refused to watch it because it was in 4:3 aspect ratio and not high definition.
Well, I think we should stop talking about all this horse shit so you can go watch it.
And start plugging each other.
Oh yeah.
My plug for this week is a Facebook page for my new improv team, Streets.
So wait, you're not Mail Club anymore?
What?
It's Hate Mail, not Mail Club.
Mailbox?
I'm in a sketch team called Hate Mail, which performs this Saturday. If anyone's interested at the clubhouse at 7 o'clock. But I'm now also on an official Nerdist School house team called Streets, with a bunch of really amazing people and improvisers who.
How about your girlfriend? Is she on that? Don't
have one, so no.
What about your fictional one that was on Reno 911?
No.
Okay.
Also, burn and all the fires. But yeah, it's super. I'm super excited. All these people are really amazing people. We all took the classes together, all 3 levels, like together one after another. So I've known these people for like 8 months and have been performing them in classes for 8 months. And then we all got on an improv team together. So it's just a super fun group of people to be hanging out with a couple of times. I'm even going to be hanging out with them tonight. And our first performance is this Saturday. They're at 2:20 p.m. at the Nerdist School stage, if anyone's interested. But we also will be performing in the weeks to come on Sunday evenings at the Nerdist School stage, right next to Meltdown Comics. So if you're in the Los Angeles area, they're doing a whole big thing where it's a 12-hour improv festival at the Nerdist Theater, and a bunch of amazing lineups if you're interested in going. If not, whatever. It's all free. A bunch of cool food trucks. But that's my plug. You can check out our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/streetparkingnerdist, or you can just go to our show notes at justcoolenough.com to find the link.
You're gonna make it big, kid. You're naming lights across the whole city. I'm actually I'm Facebooking it right now instead of even making my plug because I'm so proud of you.
Ike, what do you got to plug?
I always think like, man, I'm gonna remember this 3 days from now when I have to plug it because this would be a good one.
See, that's why I always add them to my bookmarks so I don't forget.
Right, yeah. You have this nice fancy iPhone 6 Plus, and there's a little thing called Notes. You could just take a note and then look at it, because that's what I did.
Yeah, but herein lies the problem: is that my phone was being used to time the meat that's been cooking, and I left that in the other room so that it wouldn't go off during the show because I'm a professional like that. What I'm going to plug this week is coming up on April, I think, 3rd, 4th, and 5th in Boston is Anime Boston. You should pick up tickets. They're $60 a piece for the 3-day pass. I don't know if they're still around, but they should have plenty. And I'm going to be there. So if you're going to be there and I'm going to be there, we should totally meet up. So if you're in the Boston area or live nearby or even in Rhode Island or whatever, check out Anime Boston. Let me know. I'm going to have a coloring book there, which you should check out in the Chibi Zone, too, so you can pick up some of my artwork if you're looking for one. It's totally free.
Cute little chibis. Little scary chibi drawings. My plug for this week is the PBS Idea Channel. There's a PBS YouTube show that I like to watch. It's called Idea Channel, and it's just really good. But the reason I'm plugging it is because they also did an episode talking about D&D. And that was last week.
Who the fuck talks about that?
So I thought you guys would enjoy that. It's I'm not linking to the episode. I'm actually linking to a different episode right now. But yeah, they did an episode talking about D&D.
They did an episode about D&D, but I'm linking to the one about war crimes.
Yeah, it was actually about it was about war crimes. So yeah, check it out. It's the episode on D&D, and PBS Idea Channel is freaking awesome, and I like their stuff, so go check them out.
Apparently,
as
Brady's
always,
a beekeeper now. According to Snapchat, Brady is a beekeeper.
He's a beekeeper?
Yeah, I don't know. I just looking at Snapchat. I got a notification. He has a beehive.
Oh, wow. I thought he was. Oh shit, Brady! I'm reaching out to you, Brady. I'm going to be in the Philadelphia area in like 2 months, so we could go meet up. As always, if you want to reach out to us, like I'm just reaching out to listeners directly on the show, you can email us at theshow@justcoolenough.com. We also have like a Twitter and things like that, but if you really want to get in contact with us, we all do our own individual things. You could follow me on my Facebook, facebook.com/Speedia40.
You can always follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Duncor, D-U-N-C-O-R.
And I hate social media.
But just not even a nothing. Go check out the site. Give us your money.
He's not going to be part of your experiments, Joe. Stop asking.
This is okay, Ike. All you need to do is tell me, do you like what you see on your Facebook page?
I haven't had any problems with it on my phone.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess
I use my Facebook page kind of like I suppose like Twitter should be used. I only scroll through it for the videos and the news feed. Like I don't care about everyone's like, so and so is whatever. I'm just looking for videos that look funny.
Yeah. Speaking of videos that look funny, I think it's funny that we keep talking about all this horse shit. Thank you guys so much for listening and putting up with all this garbage. We will see you all next week. Have a wonderful weekend and fuck off.
Why are you so mean?
Apparently Super Troopers 2 hit $2 million crowdfunding after one.